What did you make of the big game at 12:30, Manchester City v Liverpool? Your man Grealish put on an absolute masterclass.
Yeah, I thought Jack was outstanding. His best game in a Man City shirt for sure.
Yeah, it was.
I think a lot of people out there owe him an apology. You know, all the people that have phoned up and says...
owe him an apology?
All the people that have phoned up and says he's not worth 100 mil, he's not this, he's not that. But other players that come from a different league are allowed a bit of time to get used to a new manager. Jack's had his time with Pep Guardiola. He's got used to the tactics. And now he's putting in outstanding performances.
Yeah, it was. What did you make of Liverpool, though? I mean, first half, they done okay. There were times when they could get in behind that Man City defence, which I still think is a bit of an issue for Manchester City. You can get behind the back three, but the second half, Liverpool fell apart.
Wow. You know what? Second half, mate, I've been in games like that where you're getting absolutely popped. You know, for me, Liverpool...
Yeah, more than most.
Like you said, though, Liverpool had a few moments in the game. Great goal by Salah, had their moments. But for me, mate, they just looked like a team with lack of confidence, and they had about 11 players behind the ball, Jamie, and it was just so easy for Man City to pass. There was an incident where Trent, you know, he went and chased 3 players, didn't get the ball, like a headless chicken. Jurgen Klopp throwing his arms up at him, and then Jack Grealish ends up scoring the last goal. So I think there's a lot of improving for Liverpool, but Man City are outstanding.
Yeah, they really were. Well, let's go to... Can we go to Paul, who's a Liverpool fan? Can we get Paul on? Sim? Paul? Switch on.
Good evening, Paul.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, good mate.
Good evening, mate.
Paul, look, you're a Liverpool fan. A shocking result today in the end. Fell apart in the last 20 minutes as well. Could have been 6 or 7.
Fell apart. You know, it was like bricks crumbling down. Absolutely shocking. And you know, okay, I'm fuming because you know half my family's. You know, I live in Manchester. I've there for 20 years. So half my family. I mean, I'm obviously scouting through, but you know, half my family they're actually United fans. But you know, I know a lot of City fans as well. And you know, I am fuming because you know, start of the season, right? I said we're going to need a rebuild. It's going to take time. But this is crazy. Like, this is not a rebuild. For me, a rebuild was, you know, finishing third maybe this year. But we're not going to make Champions League. The model we run on as a club, we have to get Champions League. Klopp's got to go.
Paul,
he's got to go.
What do you mean Klopp's got to go? Paul, come on. Paul.
No, he's got to go. Time is up. He's been a legend. I love him. Absolutely love him.
No,
Paul,
Jamie, you can't blame
but
him.
maybe Liverpool fans want a fresh start, new manager, more money, new owners, fix that midfield, get another right back in. Maybe that's what Liverpool fans want. Paul, is that what you want, Paul?
No, Trent, yeah, I do. Like, don't get me wrong, I've loved Trent over the years, but defensively, you know, he's a sad act defensively. You know, going forward, he's brilliant. But you know, the Liverpool way is getting in players who are going to, you know, come from the ground up that we can improve. I'd like someone like, you know, Max Aarons or someone to come in and do a really good job. I think it needs everyone scrapped. You know, the midfield, you look at it, Millie in there.
That's not Paul. Paul, that's not Jurgen Klopp's fault, Paul. He hasn't. He's asked for investment. He's asked to bring players in. They haven't invested in the team. The team's old. It's aged.
How do you know he's asked? He's probably happy with this lot because these are his boys. And he's a legend. Get a statue of him. But crying out loud, Gabby, Jamie, he's got to go.
Oh, go. Wow. Who would you bring in then? Nagelsmann? Would you take him?
I was, you know, we got to play the Pep way. You know, that's football now. That high pressing football, that's the thing of the past now. You've got to get someone in. I think even someone like, you know, Daniel Farke or someone, because, you know, someone who's going to come and play a good system.
Daniel Farke? Paul, come on, mate. You can't replace Jurgen Klopp with that. Come on. I know Farke's an okay manager.
No, I know. That's an example. You know, my thing is that's why in the championship, I think he played really good football. Just, you know, Norwich, they don't spend any money. I think he's doing okay in Germany as well. He beat Bayern Munich. For me, someone like that, I'm not saying him, but someone like that is going to come in, play passing football, keep the ball. It's going to come in. But at the minute, this high-tempo football is a thing of the past.
I've got to admit, Paul, watching the game today, you looked at a Manchester City team that looked like so organised, playing like their manager was on the field, playing with them. Liverpool just looked like a team that was just put together today. You know, tactically, we're miles off it. So maybe you're right. They do need a change. Klopp's done outstanding for the club. Maybe it's time for him to go. Some fans will look at this. Do you know what I mean? They'll look at this season, Jamie, and they're behind Brentford in the league. They're 8th in the league. a million miles off it. It's not good enough. Do I think that Jurgen Klopp should go? I think Liverpool fans are probably 50-50. Some believe that maybe a new manager will come in.
I don't believe they're 50-50. I don't believe that. Let's go to Anthony, who's a Liverpool fan. All right, Anthony?
Good evening, Anthony.
Yeah, Jamie, you're right, mate. We're not 50-50. Listen, can you ask Adrian Durham if we can get the Heads Gone music come back? Because you, Gabby, and that Paul, your head's gone, mate. There's no way Jurgen's got to go. I tell you, I phoned up, and the one thing Paul did mention, it's time to talk about Trent once again, man. His head's gone. Trent's head's gone.
Yeah.
First game of the season, do you remember the 2-2 goal? He didn't even jump against Mitrovic. He's had so many defensive palavers, and that's because he's got no competition at right back.
Anthony,
we've got is James Milner.
Anthony,
now,
do you think, Anthony, that like for me when I look at Trent now, I agree with you. Do you think that Trent is basically saying, have me how I am or don't have me at all?
Absolutely, and you know what? I listened to it on commentary, right? But I've seen it with my own eyes. I was unfortunately at the Real Madrid debacle when we went 2-0 up. We always we've started games well, and then we've crumbled. But based on Sam Matterface, I was like, I was seeing it through his eyes. You talked about, I don't know if you talked about it, there was the incident where he went headless chicken running around, and Jordan Henderson, from what I heard on commentary, was absolutely slamming him. And he's done that so many times this season, because I don't think he cares. And Trent, if you're listening, it's nothing personal, but I think you have not got any competition. You know you are one and only right back. Milner's next. Milner's not, obviously, can do what you can do going forward. Joe Gomez, he's had an up and down season, and he's not the right back we need. You know that you've got no competition.
I think as well, Anthony.
Just do your own thing, and you know you're not really going to get called up. But
Anthony,
I love Trent for what he's done, but he needs to fuck up his ideas defensively, man.
Well, Anthony, if you look at the goal today, I have to agree with you. You look at the Grealish goal. I mean, a little 1-2 with De Bruyne, and he doesn't even follow Grealish. It's like he's passing his players on all the time, and Van Dijk and Arte are not taking his man, and it's an easy finish for Jack. I think he just thinks to himself, I'm not a good defender. That's what I am. Everyone's on my back.
There's no way in a million years Trent sits there and thinks he's a bad defender.
Of course he does.
It's just having a desire to defend for your life, and I think that's gone out of his game a little bit. He's great going forward. He wants to get on the ball. He wants to make things happen. He's a creative fullback, but the defending's got to be his bread and butter, and I think he's forgotten that.
Exactly, because defending is what first and foremost is his role. And he made your Jack Grealish look like £100 million player from the commentary, and that's not a slate on Jack. Jack has obviously taken time, and I agree with that. But if played against Trent every week, he would look, his price tag wasn't set by him, but he would justify the price tag. But Trent has seriously got to look at himself and look at playback of his own performance defensively, and it's not good enough. And I don't want Trent to go anywhere. I don't want his head to drop or whatever, but you've got to tell it like it is.
All right, Anthony, top man.
Cheers,
I really
Anthony.
appreciate your call. Want to hear from Liverpool fans today on that result and Trent's defending. Is it becoming now a huge problem for the team? 03717 22 33 44.